Hello, so today we're going to be playing Apocalypse. A kind of random, I was about to say FPS, it's a third-person shooter though, like a top-down scrolling shooter sort of thing. Is it scrolling shooter in this case? I guess not. You'll see what I mean anyway. Essentially it's a game where, weirdly, Bruce Willis is the model for the main character. But there's not much else going on in it. He does the shooty bang bang with his gun. So I guess it was an attempt to sort of merge the popularity of like film actors with the appeal of video games. Like, oh my god, Bruce Willis is in this, I've got to play it. But in retrospect, it's just a bit weird. It's a pretty cool story though. So, okay. Okay, let's go for it.
There was a time when science was my religion. Now religion has become my science and my sword. Only one man, my oldest student, now my sworn enemy, knows my plan and knows how I raised my horsemen from the dead. Death, plague, war, beast, my four horsemen of the apocalypse. Arise! The world must perish in our hands before we perish. Peace, death, tear the flesh from the heathen bones. Plague, devour them with pestilence. War, cast their corpses to the fire. Beast, turn their cities to ash! Go forth, my horsemen! Judgment day is at hand! Thus saith the Reverend.
Yeah, okay. I love that they swapped, I think is it Famine in the Four Horsemen? For Beast.
You have persisted in the dangerous ways of the sciences in direct violation of the 12 recommendations of the Reverend. How would you plead?
I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your ass.
Guilty! I sentence you to death. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Amen.
Boy, you're gonna have some bad dreams tonight.
Nanotech in action. Welcome to paradise.
God, he looks horrendous there. But yeah, essentially it's sort of like a bit like one of those movies where it has like just a rule of cool thing going on. Rule of cool thing going on where like it's sci-fi, but the design elements are just like they just decided to pick things that they think look cool, sort of thing, or sound cool, but then they don't really make sense, or they don't really work practically. Like he just made a gun out of what was it in the sink? I don't even know. Oh god. Some crap in the sink. And what's the whole Four Horsemen thing about? Like, it just seems like it's like a weird mishmash of like different cultural elements. It's just like somebody said, yeah, that sounds cool, let's go for that, without it really making much sense. But then it is just like a shooter. Is this a top-down shooter, would you say? Oh, it's behind the shoulder, isn't it? Thank you, Bruce. But yeah, we're over the shoulder, sort of. It is sort of top down, isn't it? Well, not top down, isometric, is it? Sort of. We're behind. We're at an angle from above, is what I mean. It's not really top down in the strictest sense.
Eat him up!
But yeah, it seems like it was an attempt.
Ooh, that felt
Okay, it does go into top down, almost top down. Why is this guy hiding?
lock and load.
So we can like change weapon.
Suck on this.
Okay, that's a grenade. I used the grenade by mistake. Sorry. Okay. So, in terms of controls, the usual buttons like triangle, square, X and circle actually control where you're firing rather than like your action. It just makes you shoot in that direction. So square is left, triangle is up, circle is right, X is down, and then Bruce sort of moves in a strafe when you're holding the button. Yeah, it sort of moves in whatever the direction you press the stick. He moves in that direction, and just his actions adapt to whichever button you're pressing. So if you're going up and then you press square, it turns into a sort of strafe. Up and down turns into a sort of strafe, and likewise with the other directions. So that's duck, that's jump. You can change weapon like that. But yeah, what I thought I'd do with this is something a bit different for a playthrough. I thought I'd actually like run through it, because the game itself isn't really much to talk about. I thought I'd run through like all the films, well not all of them, but a lot of the films Bruce Willis has been in, like the big films, and a lot of the trash he's been in recently, and just talk about them in a funny way. Not with jokes, but you know. It does actually remind me a little of The Fifth Element. Like, that has a similar sort of concept. I mean, not the actual premise of the game, but like, it's just a lot of random sci-fi elements that are being put together, or a lot of rule of cool sci-fi sort of thing.
Kill them all, let God sort them out.
Yeah, that's it, Bruce. You emote. So, what film should we start with? How about Die Hard 1? A very good film about dying hard, in which Bruce actually seems to be enjoying himself as he plays the role. John McClane climbs a tower and shoots some Germans who are very angry. I can't. What was their thing? Like, it was something to. They were terrorists, but like, what was the motivation? I can't remember. I just remember Hans Gruber. And now I've got a machine gun, of course. The controls are a bit weird, but I do find this works better than a lot of like top-down shooters or side-scrolling shooters, so I'm willing to go with it.
Lock and load.
Well, maybe I should show off the particle beam actually. That's pretty good. Oh. Can't see where I'm going though. So yeah.
Prisoner K has left detention block.
Okay, that's a bomb. Wait, can we go all the way around that UI with bombs? Because that's like 10, 15 bombs, isn't it? But yeah, Die Hard, very good movie, very good. Bruce is almost enjoying himself. Well, it does seem like he's enjoying himself in that movie, which isn't true of a lot of the films he makes now. Though he does seem like more impressed with some of the films he makes now. Oh god. Though I guess that's more because he's moved away from making AAA studio movies and he's just making whatever crap now they'll pay him to make.
Oh, you want some too?
Which I'm happy with because I love the awful movies he makes now.
Ooh, that felt good.
God, that was close. I think we almost fell off there. Is that enough said on Die Hard 1? I don't know. What else can we say? It's a Christmas movie. I think that's the big one. That's the one everyone cares about. John McClane. Oh, God. God, who are these people?
Feel the burn, kid?
Okay, okay.
Prisoner K is responsible for 36.4 casualties.
36.4. That seems oddly specific.
Hit the deck!
Nope.
These guys need a little bit more lead in their diet.
Well, that was a bit unfair, wasn't it? Okay. Are we going up, or...? I don't even think it really does anything too horrendous. It just summons a bunch of the summons a bunch of those guys, doesn't it?
Strap one on, it's time to jam.
Strap one on, it's time to jam, did he say? These are very good actually, the homing missiles. God, diagonal jumps. Please no.
Kill them all, let God sort them out.
I'm told this is how you're supposed to play shooters, really cautiously. And standing in place for long periods. That's what makes them fun. That's what the kids love about them. Oh, okay, you can shoot diagonally. You just have to hold two buttons. That's pretty cool.
Eat 'em up.
Okay, but yeah, that's Die Hard 1. Was that enough talking about Die Hard 1? It's a movie, it's good. Bruce was in it. Die Hard 2. Robert Patrick was in that from Terminator 2. He wasn't a robot in it though, he was just a man who died. Wow, that was a long jump. So is that just playing clips of the intro cinematic to us? 'Cause that seems a bit weird, doesn't it? And Bruce's podgy face. Oh, God, that was close. Oh yeah, his name's like Kincaid, isn't it? Is that a reference to something? I don't know. I'm just playing this awful game. It's actually not awful, now that I've said that. I feel bad for saying it was awful. Because it's not, it's actually decent. I don't like these games usually, but you know, it's not as painful as I expected a game starring Bruce Willis to be, you know? But, you know, given how like movie games are, how bad movie games are. Oh, okay, and he does sort of auto-target, doesn't he? That's interesting. I think there might be a security alert. Not keen on the fact it auto changes my weapon to whatever I pick up, but you know, needs must. Such is life. And other aphorisms. So yeah, Die Hard 2. Robert Patrick was in it. He's not a robot in that movie. He does get killed really quickly though, I think, doesn't he? Like, as soon as the shooting starts, I think. I remember he's dressed as like a painter or something. And they're redecorating the airport. I don't know why. Was it the wrong colour maybe? It's like a terminal or something they're repainting or like repairing maybe. Basically some, I'm gonna spoil the story here, so some military guys.
Oh, you want some too?
Let's change to the laser actually.
Strap on, it's time to jam.
Wow, that's pretty good. So military guys are trying to score some money, I think. Is it drugs? It's probably drugs, I can't remember. I know there's like military guys. Wow, did I use all that laser? Okay. Yeah, so some military guys are like trying to make some money, and there's like a scheme with some other guys in the airport, and they trick people into, I don't know, getting on a plane. It's something like this anyway, you know, there's a movie, Bruce is there, there's a black guy who's like a military commander, whoops, and he doesn't like Bruce much.
Bring it on, baby.
He doesn't like Bruce much, probably because he's ruining their scheme Oh. Yeah, that's all the homing missiles used, isn't it? God, he can jump really high. I can't jump that high. Can you? Viewer?
A little bit more lead in their diet.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the plot of Die Hard 2 was.
These guys need a little more lead in their diet.
But I know the military, like, there was some military guys who came in to, in quotes, save the day, but then turned out to be bad guys and part of the scheme. But then I don't remember what they were doing to make the money. Were they like robbing a bank or something? I don't know.
Oh, you want some too?
I'll probably Google it after the video and then not mention it in the next video.
I'm out of here. Damn, I feel good.
Oh, yes. Extra life. One more Bruce for the pool. I think this might be a boss fight. Okay, yeah.
Paid enough to do this crap. Lock and load.
That's a big tank. It doesn't seem very interested in actually attacking me though.
Kill them all. Let God sort them.
Yeah, this is very biblical, isn't it? Like,
Lock and load.
oh. I mean, the Four Horsemen thing, and now the kill them all that God sorts them out. That's very, very biblical. Was that a mine? I was about to go and pick that up.
Lock and load.
What's that? Oh, okay. Okay. End of the first level. Yeah, let's save. Well, I hope that was fun. Maybe I'll figure out what the plot of Die Hard 2 is by the time the next video starts. We shall see. We shall see.